The EPA approves a variety of pathways for renewable fuels derived from sorghum, including biodiesel as a part of the Renewable Fuel Standard program. U.S. Senator Jerry Moran from Kansas chaired a hearing on the issue last week and joins us by phone for a recap. Thanks for joining us, Senator. How do you see the sorghum oil pathway approval benefiting farmers?
John, good morning to you and your listeners. It is good news, particularly in a state like mine, Kansas. We're the #1 grain sorghum producing state in the country, but it's one more opportunity for our ethanol producers to use agriculture commodities. And at a time in which commodity prices are what they are, drought across much of the country, challenges in agriculture because of concerns and uncertainty in trade, one more market, an additional market for grain sorghum is a piece of good news. And what it is expected, at least in my state, is that those dollars will go in a way that puts 20 million additional gallons of biofuel production coming from sorghum. So just, again, another market that is very helpful to us at a difficult time.
What impact do you expect it to have on the rest of the industry as a whole?
Well, it eliminates the disparity, and so grain sorghum is now on parity with corn, for example, and so it becomes a product of the market. It's not an EPA regulation or a failure to create a path that creates the problem. It's now a market-based decision on what works well for the ethanol industry, for the local economy, and for distillers' grain. So this is a positive across the country. It's not just a grain sorghum issue, and it is evidence that we're finally moving in a positive direction at EPA in regard to this topic of renewable fuels.
Switching gears then, Senator, recently imposed tariffs are having an immediate effect on a lot of farmers, but what longer-term implications do you expect to see?
Well, I would describe it this way, John. We earn a living in agriculture by what we export outside the United States. We can produce more than we can consume by customers within the United States, and those foreign markets are required. In Kansas, for example, if you didn't have foreign markets, 48% of the acres of wheat would not be planted or harvested. Here's the way I look at it. We need more markets, not less, and it is a generational thing. We try to get young people back to their families' farms, to stay on the family farm, to have another generation of farmers. Average age of a farmer is nearing 60. And if we fail to negotiate solid trade agreements in an expeditious, timely manner, if we get in a tariff war and we lose agricultural markets around the globe, it will reduce the opportunities that any young person has for remaining or returning to a farm. And that is something we can't overcome.
Okay.
I understand that we've got a lot of work to do, but the problem is if we lose these markets, will the investment we've made in getting them, will we ever get those markets back?
U.S. Senator Jerry Moran joining us this morning. Senator, thank you very much. And he speaks to us from the nation's capital. All right, be sure and stay tuned. More Market Day Report is coming your way in just a moment.